Okay, Saul, as promised, your moment has arrived. So here we are. Water damage on the hands, nothing super major. A little bit there. I'll see if I can clean that up. Dial generally looks okay. It's got a few of these little bright sort of snowflake crystals here. That's where water gets in and pulls salt out of the loom. Beautiful insert. You have provided a number of spare parts. True to form for you, you are putting in a kanji daywheel. You are also putting in a 6306 style hacking lever. You have provided a new old stock center wheel with cannon pinion and a new old stock pallet fork. Lastly, you have a refurbished set barrel train bridge and main plate that have been jeweled. So you've got the jewels for the mainspring arbors. You can see them there. So I'm going to be essentially taking this movement, disassembling it, and cleaning it, and then everything that goes from here into there is what we do. So in a lot of ways, a lot of the checks I don't need to do because I'm going to be swapping them out, but I'm also going to be building basically a custom movement with some new parts and some old parts and a different set of plates. And that can, honestly, that can be kind of tricky sometimes. I mean, because you're introducing a bunch of variables and we don't know what the result is going to be. But let's start. So some of this is not going to be relevant because we're obviously swapping it out, but somebody was having some fun with the bushing here for the upper pinion of the fourth wheel. I don't know what's up with that. Also, this is where our water got in. This is your stem. You can see the rust here. Also, your rest washer is missing, which is never fun. So I'm going to have to do some corrosion remediation to get that taken care of. Oh yeah. So talking about your train bridge, it's a real good thing we're replacing it. The person who did this work was kind of a hack. This is the underneath of the bridge. Look at the, look right there. Look at the, sorry for the yelling. Look at the, this is the, gosh darn it. That is right there. That's the fourth wheel pinion pushing thing right there. Look at how warped and jacked up it is in the, I don't know if you can really tell. See how like it's got dents all the way through from the front. It's crazy. Plus the entire bridge is warped. You can actually see that whole area got pushed down, so junk. So I was not surprised when I pulled the front and saw that the C-clip here was put in upside down. It also explains probably what happened to your stem rest washer. He probably lost it. That's okay, I have them. So here is your old plate. Doesn't look bad. And you can see the lower mainspring arbor port there is ovaled out to the one side, as it always is, but that's the way it goes. It's interesting looking at this. He stripped out everything except for the DiaShock spring. I don't, but like he even took the dial screws. Wacky. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some work on this train bridge or just flat out replace it. The pinion for the top of the third wheel, which is what my tweezers are pointing at right there, that it's all hacked up and pushed over to one side. It's that's bad, and the center wheel pinion is also bonked up, like somebody tried to repair it. It'd probably just be easier simply to replace this one and move this jewel over to that. That one's not great. So here comes our next challenge, courtesy of our previous person. There's your crown. You'll notice it doesn't have your male stem in it. Male stem came out broken. So the threaded portion of this male stem is still inside that crown. Now, if I can't get that out, then your crown is junk. And we're gonna have a crown on the butcher's bill. There's your old bridge. I pulled out the jewel and it went into the bridge that I am providing. It's a good bridge, so we've got that going on. Let's keep rolling. Let me see if I can get that stump out of it. So yeah, your crown is absolutely dead. Dead crown, dead. Where it is, junk. Look at the seal that was in it too. So anyway, there is a brand new old stock male post, and here is a brand new with only storage wear, genuine Seiko crown. So between this and the other stuff, we're gonna need to talk about things. Okay, so out of the cleaner, everything's good there. I had some of the coils on your hairspring here were sticking together. I'm gonna look at that. I'm hoping that everything's okay, because it did look a little funky before it went through the cleaner. I'll check it, but right now the coils are better. They seem pretty equidistant, which is what they have to be. So let's move forward. Okay, Saul, I have it going back together, have it running. Got another bad part for you. This is your date driving wheel. Plastic teeth are all jacked up on one side, so that's bad. I'll keep checking. So far, I mean, it's running. That's something. Okay, Saul, I'm not using my little diddly thing. I had another bad part. I had to go back in. I actually had two bad parts if you want to get real technical. The spring on the date corrector thingy about, this is collapsed. It was all squished in and wasn't holding tight. And this ring of yours has a couple bent teeth, and I could probably straighten it, but from experience, they tend to, once they bend and they weaken, they'll bend again, and then you can run the risk of it stopping, and then it jacks up the entire calendar, or I've seen a tooth break off, and then you have a piece of metal running around the movement. Not something I am advocating, so I'm not going to do that. So the butcher's bill, it grows, but it's running in. It's the end of the night. I want to go upstairs and go to dinner and be done with this for today. I've had enough curveballs thrown at my head. Okay, we will pick this up in the morning. Okay, good morning. It is tomorrow. Here is your brand new complete stem. That's the new crown and the new male crown post with your original spring and your original split stem, and also the new genuine Seiko stem rest washer, which you can see it's that little bright line there at the base. So that's all good to go. Genuine, brand new Seiko made gasket in the crown. So that is good to go. Okay, here is our next challenge. This is the day wheel that you provided. It is warped down, so it's dished down, which means the outer edges are dragging. So if I go here, it's not going snip, snap, snip, snap, nice and clean. When we go and I turns over by date, the day drags and it's not real happy. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out a way to do that. Warping these are of thin aluminum. Any kind of jacking around with these tends to warp them more, and they'll warp sort of sideways, and then they'll drag on some days and not the others. So that's going to take some correction. There. That, it's like one of these things. The things that seem like they should be simple they're just hard to pull off sometimes. This turned out pretty well. It's behaving as it should now. It's cleanly snapping. It's amazing how long it takes to actually get something like that done. Okay, now I can go on. Hey, Saul. Okay, we've got some time later here. So there's your original handset. The metal cleaned up pretty well. Loom is improved. Nice thing is it's original. I left it. In the old days I'd say, oh, let's reloom it. But no, I left it. It's original. You still got some of the salt crystals also on the loom here. Again, I left those as well. There's a way for me to get rid of those, but it's a fairly serious process, and I do it only if it's like really gnarly. So, okay, let's get this thing assembled with your very nice cushion case. This came out really well, cleaned up beautifully. It's a really nice case. Okay, because I'm happy with the numbers and it is running very well, which I'm happy about. I hope you are too. Let's get it going. Okay, well, didn't think I'd be making any more sections of this video, but you reminded me that your plan here was to replicate my 6309 in the slim case that I got off of eBay. So I had to take everything back apart, including your thing. Here is your case, again, your original case. I have 4 slim cases to choose from. You and I have discussed this already, and you basically deferred to me. The best case to do this with, well, the best case I have is this one, but you'll notice the click ball is out of it, and you're only interested in using a case that has the click ball already in place. I would have to try to peen that back in there, and that's kind of iffy. So we're going to choose one of these 3. Okay, this one has been polished to death. So, not to death, but it's polished. We're missing all the brush marks, so we're getting rid of that one. We're going to look at these 2. This is the better one. Okay, so that is what we're going with. Okay, it's always fun. I usually like to, because the hands are already on, obviously, which is how I normally do it anyway. But this case is, oh, I didn't get to show you. This case is also, I mean, they were all in good condition. This one's in great shape. It's got really nice threading on the crown. Would you focus? It's got really nice threading on the crown, which you can't see for some reason because my camera won't focus. Brushing is decent. Sealing surfaces are excellent, which is great. So the way I do this stuff is like so. And then we have your chapter ring, which is here. We have our notch there on the bottom. Notch goes at 10. But we can adjust that after. That's not a big deal. Then the rest washer for the seal. Then the gasket itself. Get that to sit down there just like that. There she blows. Then one of our beautiful KVW 320W34GA00 crystals. We seat that one carefully. Just run it back and forth. I'm not going to, I pulled the other crystal out of that one. I'll use that. I don't like to install a new crystal twice, so I'll just do it this way. I'll use the other one myself. Lord knows I'll use it at some point. Let's see. And then we have this with our little gap right up there at the top for pulling this off. Okay, there that is. This case, I chose you a good one. This case is nice and unworn, and the crystal retaining ring, really nice, solid clunk dropping in place. A lot of times these get worn, and the ring just doesn't really hold anymore, but this one does. So that's great. We have here your ring. This is going to be interesting. Transferring one ring to another case sometimes can be funky, but the alignments should be the same. We're going to find out here in just a second. Ooh, nice and silky. Yeah, so far so good. Okay. Let me pull the case back off of this thing. this, and let's pull this movement back out. Hang on just 1 second for me. Okay. Hang on just 1 second. I'm having some fun here. Don't mind me. Let me go like this. I have to put the I have to put the case back seal, but I want to see how this looks first. There it is. There she blows. The alignment's good. Slim case in place. Yeah, that's a goodie. That is a goodie. So I'm going to need to go through all the checks just to see, make sure everything's okay. So far, I'm happy with the day wheel. And my new crown and the new case are good. Here's all this stuff for making this. Let me just do some final checks with the new case, and then I think we're probably done, hopefully. Okay, second time making this thing, so there's your movement, by the way. Doing movement things. I signed this, built for Saul, April 2020, and I have it with the shop initials. Oh, would you stop fighting me? Oof, I need lunch. Okay. We're going to get that on there, and I will lock that down. Do a final polish. And then I have to go through testing again, but I think that should be good. Okay. Here it is. Final product, okay? Unless you've got more changes. There's your case. And there's all your stuff. Oh, would you stop it? Sorry about all the squeaking. Sebastian's excited about the UPS man. And there it is. I hope you enjoy wearing this. I really do. So we have unaccounted for in the payment on this, in case you care. I mean, we've known each other for a long time, but at the same time, let's talk about it. A complete, very good mid case, train bridge, crown, male crown stem. Let's see. Oh yeah, spring for the date. Stem rest washer. Date wheel. You can see all this stuff in there. Your main plate is in here as well. Oh, that's right. Date correction wheel. So, I don't know. You can, you know what? You can buy Sabrina a Bambino Mark II, Orient Bambino Mark II in the rose gold. You do that, and I think we'll be fine. That's nice. But the movement came up beautifully. It runs great. It runs great. Very happy with that. I hope you will be too. Sealing surfaces are excellent. Everything runs as it should. Oops, sorry for that. Just put lotion on my hands. So, that's it. Interesting project. Interesting project. Some twists and turns in there, but it's all done. Okay, thank you.